Hello guys, we are streaming in 3 platforms, YouTube, Twitch and X. And first I want to check if everything's working correctly, and I would like to post our links in our Telegram group, where you should definitely join because that's where meme coin traders hang out. And yeah, it's live. Let me grab the link. The title of the stream is not correct. Now, how do I fix it? Since it was fixed. Huh. Like that. And like that. All right. Looks like Twitch and X are correct, but YouTube is not on. Why YouTube is not on? It's already 9:30. So why YouTube stream is not turning on? Maybe it's just late. Anyways, I'll just drop the link in our Telegram. And we're gonna talk about, are we still gonna have an alt season? Because last Friday we had the biggest liquidation in crypto history. I didn't think I will say these words in 2025 because we already had biggest liquidation event happening February 2nd, at the beginning of the year, when Trump announced 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and additional 10% on China because he was already doing some tariffs, and that's caused the markets drop drastically, and a huge chunk of liquidations happened. Everyone who was longing, everyone who was expecting that after the Trump inauguration, the markets will pump, everyone will be so bullish because he was talking about he's pro crypto and it's not Biden, but that didn't happen, and market dropped because he started tariff wars. And look at that, October 15, and we are back at the same place where we started. Trump saying that he's gonna put 100%, or he already said that, he announced it, right? That he's gonna put 100% tariff on China because China withholding some rare earth materials. It's a tariff war. Xi Jinping response that they are ready to fight until the last standing person, I guess. But their door is always open for negotiation. And then Trump is tacos. Trump always chickens out. Trump said, oh no, we are, because the market just tumbled down. He made the announcement on Friday, October 10, after traditional TradFi markets, the regular financial markets, were already closed. I believe around 5 p.m. he did it, and market closed 30 minutes before. But still markets were going down already on Friday, and TradFi was closed, but crypto just went down. And then we had the whole ADL debacle that happened at Binance, where people were automatically deleveraged, and that caused, and Ethena got depegged, went down to 65 cents because Binance, the way Binance counts collateral on their books, they were taking the price for Ethena, even though it's a stable coin, from their order books. Someone dumped a lot of cash in Ethena, in USDE, which is Ethena's stable coin, and that caused the whole collapse and the liquidations. And just, I want to show you quick stats since we're on this topic. I wanted to first go into technical analysis, but first let's check this one thing is the amount of liquidations that happened on see my screen. Why it's not showing? Is that give me 1 minute and I will fix this technical difficulties. God damn, that's this thing gonna beep now? Just because I'm definitely gonna turn that off. But first, I'll show you the is it switching? Yes, it's switching. Is it switching? Yes, it's switching. Problem solved. Okay, liquidations. This chart shows the amount of how liquidations. Are you serious? This chart shows the amount of how liquidations. Are you serious? This chart shows the amount of how liquidations. Are you serious? This chart shows the amount of open interest was in the market. We have the biggest boy is Binance, second is Bybit, and then we have OKX, and this orange one is Hyperliquid. And you can see that on Friday, October 10, Binance had 35 billion, and they closed the day with 26, which is roughly 30% decrease. Bybit, 25, down to 17, which is about 7. 7 out of 25 is a little bit less than 30%. OKX started the day with 9, finished with 7, so 2 out of 9 is less than 25%. However, Hyperliquid, they started the day with 12 billion, 12.8, and the day before, yeah, 13. Actually started the day, yes, 11 a.m. They had 13 billion in open interest. And that day finished, actually not even that day, at 2 o'clock, you see 1400, at 2 o'clock p.m. it was 6 billion. So from 13, they went down to 6. That is more than 50% collapse of the open interest. All of the longs that were open, they got liquidated, and that just shows you the why this liquidation was the biggest in crypto history. But first, let's go into and do a little bit of technical analysis just to know where we are, because everything we're going to talk about right now, we need to always look at where is Bitcoin, where is Ethereum stands, where is Solana stands, because we are mainly focusing on Solana meme coins. We're not focusing on Binance meme coins, and I'll show you why. And we need to see what's going on, because everything is dictated by the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Even though meme coins are so far removed from the main coins, we still need to see if we're pumping, if we're dumping, and what's happening. And this big week that we see, that was the October 10. That's when there were liquidations happening. However, if we draw these support line. So we are on daily chart and we see the Bitcoin broke out here and then established a level. And this is roughly, I would draw it this way, this is roughly where the level is. And we wicked down from the level and we went into this, which is not really a level. I wouldn't count this because these long candles, they went down and straight back. So I wouldn't say that there is a level here. There was a little range in this area, but this is not a range anymore. However, the wick went all the way down in this area, and that was a drop of 15%. 15% drop. This chart is from Binance, which means if you were more than 7x leverage, you would be wiped out if you were using cross margin, if you were using isolated margin, because 15 times 7 is roughly 100. And if you were using isolated margin, only if you had 5x position, you wouldn't be wiped out. But people speculate, Bitcoin and Ethereum, people don't believe that it's possible to have a wick in just 15%, and that's the mistake. That's why people lost so much money, because sometimes these events happen. And unfortunately, in 2025, this is the second time when we have such a massive event coming from macro, coming from our daddy Donald, who just nukes the market. But what's good for Bitcoin is it came back into the range and now it's bouncing, and that would be already 1, 2, 3, and I would say this is third one. Not 3 and 4, but this is third one because I count it as 1. That would be a third bounce, fourth bounce. And if we look at Fear and Greed Index, we're at 32. We are officially in fear territory. And whenever we are in fear territory, look what happened when we entered it last time. Bitcoin was 84 and it went down to 78, and the lowest it went was 82 and it went down to 76, 78. But when we touched almost extreme fear, it was 84. So from 84 to 76, that's roughly, what is it, $6,000, and $6,000 out of 84 is a little bit less than, I would say, 7%. So the moment we're in the fear territory, expect the Bitcoin, it's an assumption of course, but expect the Bitcoin to go no more than 7% down if we were to repeat the pattern that happened in March 2025, which is this year. So let's see where is 7% from here looks like. Yeah, it's just at this level, basically filling the wick, and that's another trader's principle in trading, is that whenever we have a wicks like this, the price tend to gravitate toward the wick. So we might bounce from this level and come here, and if we draw something like this, it will be perfect head and shoulders. But I would say 6 out of 10 or maybe 7 out of 10 we tend to fill in the wicks, and that's why the price is just will be gravitating. You will see right now we have news coming in that US is in an official trade war with tariff war with China, and those macro events, they will be pulling price of Bitcoin down. And you know, when Bitcoin goes down by 10%, altcoins end up just annihilated and they go down by 20 and 30%. So that's Bitcoin. We are ranging all the way at the top, and what's bad for Bitcoin is that we had this event, the biggest liquidation, and I'll tell you that whenever there is a biggest liquidation in crypto history, altcoin season is cancelled. It's just impossible to have this optimistic outlook, to have the altcoin season, because altcoin season, the coins needs to go up 2x, 3x, the altcoins that you're holding. And if we are sitting at 32 for fear and greed index, there is just no place for it to, and we kind of, it's a second time we arrived into the fear territory, but there is just not enough space for the altcoin season to happen in the next basically 2 months, because December, second half of December is a dead area. Everyone is out on celebrating Christmas, back to their families, and the altcoin season cannot happen. Of course, everything can happen, but it's unlikely for it to start pumping at the second half of December. And we're right now in the middle of October, so we basically have only November, half of December, and half of October, 2 months, and there is no area for a proper altcoin season, given that we just had such a devastating event. And the people who were wiped out with this week, the people who lost their money, this hyperliquid holders, these are the degens, the gamblers, who would push the all altcoins into the new highs. Those are, whenever there is an altcoin season, the prices are inflated. That's why it's called a bubble. That's why it's seasoned. That's why everything goes up 2x and 3x, because people are just gambling with huge margins, just hoping that they will stay safe. And of course they will not. But that will not even happen, because half of them just got wiped out. So those people, the gamblers, they will need at least 3-6 months to rebuild their accounts, to find the new liquidity, to get that McDonald's paycheck, so that they can start gambling again. And that's why my outlook on the market in general, on altcoins specifically, is kind of grim. For Bitcoin itself, I'm not sure the direction of it, and I don't predict where it can go outside of the idea that Wix needs to be filled. We can easily range in this area, and this can be easily the bottom of the range, because if we look at the fear and greed index and treat it as a chart, it has ranges as well. And this is the third time we are coming into the fear territory, which kind of tells you that, like last time we came into this territory, we had the bounce. We came in there a second time, we had a little bounce. And right now we're coming here again. So each time the chart comes in this area, the trend weakens and wants to go back into the different direction. And I can be sitting here and telling that altcoin season is over, and Bitcoin can easily, it's still in the range, it's still bouncing. It didn't break the range right now, today and yesterday. We're still at the middle of the week. Anything can happen, of course. But if Bitcoin tomorrow starts pumping from this area, of course, a lot of altcoins will recover. So that's what's for Bitcoin. Let's look at ETH, and I will open some chart that it has less drawings. For Bitcoin, let's look at ETH, and aside from my previous streams drawings. So ETH looks worse than Bitcoin, because if we would just follow the ranges and levels that get established, this is the level that Ethereum established before, and we broke this level. We had this big wick, and we came back into the range, which is not bad, but we just have this pattern of lower highs and lower lows, and we have this wick, and chances of us filling the wick is very high, at which point this would be the second range. So you can easily expect areas of 36-3500, at which point I personally think Ethereum is a steal at 35, and I would be looking into longing and looking for some good positions, but always split the amount you want to put in into 3 buys, so that if my plan is, once Ethereum comes into this area, I will be looking to buy, but I'm not gonna put all of my money, all of the money I want to allocate to Ethereum. I will put maybe 30. Look at this 3. I'm not gonna put all of my money, all of the money I want to allocate. I'll be looking to put 30% at this level, and if it goes up, that's great. I'm up and I will be in profit and I will be holding it. And if it comes back or if it goes down, I will look for other areas. So this would be the next stop for Ethereum for 2800, and that would be a place where I put my 40%. And then if we go back again and we are completely in a bear season, the crypto winter, everything retraces, Bitcoin goes down to 80K to 70K, which is, just think of that. Bitcoin started from 40K just in 2023, late 2023, and now it's trading at 120 it touched, right? Let's show where it started, where it's all started. End of 2023, 36K, 36K, 30K, and now we are at 4x for Bitcoin, and all your shitty altcoins are not moving. So that's where I was drawing. Was it Bitstamp? Yeah. If that happens, if Bitcoin goes down to 80K, expect Ethereum to go all the way down to these levels, to 2000, to, yeah, this would be the level, to 2K, and that's when I put the rest of my position that I want to put, and I will be okay with that because I know that I got all these lows. Let's look at Solana. And I will be okay with that because I know that I got all these lows. We had this, let's look at Solana, trend line. We had the resistance, we broke out from resistance, we went down, we bounced from resistance, we went up again, but we never established all-time high, and this time this was the all-time high, is 270 without considering the weeks, because this is just volatility, it's just people gambling, that's why we don't want to consider weeks. So I would put, yeah, 260. 260 was the closing for, and when that happened, that happened in the beginning of the year. So everyone is speculating, and Solana is very important for us because all our meme coins are on Solana. So whenever Solana is pumping, expect the meme coins to pump because people make money on Solana, then they rotate those money, those profits into meme coins. And unfortunately this time, the all-time high was 260 and we did not reach the all-time high, we stopped at 240. And now we've been drawing, even though this resistance line was established as a support because of the bounce from it, but with this candle we broke this resistance line, previous resistance line, and this swing I would treat it pretty much a bounce from this resistance line. It's just a little bit higher now, and we are not in this range anymore, and we are under 200 pretty much, 205, 205, 2 or 3, that's the level, and now we are going down, or at least look at that, lower high, lower low. So expect something like even lower right here, but we're already kind of in the fear territory, so it's possible that we will just range these weeks. Remember, this is October 10, so it's, I don't think we will go lower than October 10 unless we'll just have a barrage of negative news and negative macro. So probably we'll stay and range a little bit in this area, and then we have December interest rates cut. That would be a positive news, but everything kind of already priced in. So this price 193, that's already, the interest rates cuts are priced in, the better economic outlook is already priced in, and all of the treasury companies that buy Solana and issue their debt, that's priced in, and they already started that buy pressure coming in. So remember, today's price on the market is everything is being priced in, and you don't expect that because in December there will be an interest cut that the price is gonna go higher in December. in November before the December.
Expect that because in December
Everyone already knows that the price cuts are coming, interest cuts are coming.
in November before the December.
So that's quick technical
everyone already
analysis,
knows that
nothing
the
very
price
deep,
cuts are coming,
no
interest cuts
big
are
Fibonacci
coming.
levels, we're not drawing here.
So
Just
that's
for you
quick
to understand
technical
where we
analysis,
stand.
nothing very deep.
Let's
No
even open
big
a weekly
Fibonacci
chart,
levels, we're not drawing here.
because when I
Just
say
you
for
to
us to understand where we stand, that's
let's
just
even
zoom
open a
out
weekly
whenever you're in
chart,
doubt. And
because when I say for us
let's
to
delete
understand
this,
where we stand, that's just zoom out
delete
whenever you're
this.
in doubt.
And so this is our yearly outlook. In 2024, we arrived in this area,
So this is our
200K.
yearly outlook.
We ranged. In 2024, we arrived in this area, 200K. Yes, remove them. We ranged. In 2024, yes, remove. 200K. Yes, remove them. In 2023, we ranged for Solana from 130 and 190. In 2023, ranging, and then close to Trump get inaugurated, Trump gets elected, boom, we get a pump in November. We have a pump, we bounce from the previous resistance line, establishing it as a support. We pump second time, not higher than the previous. The week went a little bit higher, but you always need to look at the higher time frame and see where the closing was. And if you saw a closing on the same level as the previous tops in November, and remember this is the end of 2024, that's where the AI meme coins were pumping. That's where the AI16Z, the AI XBT bot, all of them, Cerebro, were going into 800 mil, 1 billion. So Solana in general was pumping, everyone was so ecstatic, and that's the euphoria that were coming from these high prices. And the weekly price closes on the same level, and that's the perfect opportunity to at least bet small amount on a short, because we just have two tops. And but who knows, because January 2025, Trump is getting elected, and that's supposed to be a better outcome for the crypto market in general. Maybe SBF will get partnered, right? Those were the speculations in the beginning of 2025. But no, Trump does his things. You can see this week, this candle with long wicks. The market was undecisive where to go. That was the week of the biggest liquidation when Trump announces those tariffs, the tariff war with China. And from then, we just went down lower and lower, all the way to 100K in March and April. And what happened after is we had this beautiful pump to the same levels where we were before. But did the money actually hit the market? No. The unemployment is still increasing. The interest rates are still super high at 4%. US is still paying huge amount of dollars to service the debt because of the interest rate is so high. And T-bills, the 10-year treasury bills, are I believe they are, so they are the ones that are paying 4.5 to 5% interest. And situation is still not that great. And I would not be surprised if, and of course crypto market is super optimistic, so everyone was already betting that we're going higher. But look at what happens in the last 2 years. We're just ranging. This is just one big range of 250 to 130. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 touches at the bottom, and clear 1, 2, and 3 touches at the top. So I would not be surprised if we have something like this. That, of course, on the positive side, because again, in this level, we are in fear and greed index at 32. So people are already pessimistic, but the price for Solana is not going lower. It's holding at this level. So let's see how it's going to unfold. It's very important to see where in the cycles we are. So let's
let's see how it's going to unfold.
And right now, Solana, specifically Solana, is in the middle of the range, and this level is a pretty strong level actually, because we had this level as resistance for these peaks and as a support for this peak. Again, resistance for this peak and for this one. So I think this is a likely scenario, bounce from 180. That's what's happening with Solana. That's what happened with, we covered Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. We talked about the fear and greed index being at 32, and generally when something is at 32, when we're in the fear territory, you know, we're not in neutral anymore. Look how long we spent in the neutral. Starting from June, for the last 4 months, we've been just ranging in this territory. People expecting for the fall business cycle to pick up and establish where we're gonna go, up or down. And unfortunately, we went down with the biggest liquidation. And 32 means buy. So right now, you should be placing your bets. And the October 10 last Friday showed us that those bets should be in the spot. So if you are a prudent and wise investor, and you number one goal of yours is to preserve the capital, as Warren Buffett says, then you know to put 80-90% in the spot and maybe gamble on the other 10. So right now, it's definitely a time to put something in spot, and maybe if you're in extreme fear, some people out there will be placing leveraged position when they're in extreme fear. Some of the news going to the meme coin market and what's happening with Pump Fund, with Bonk, with Binance. Here's a quick overview. This chart shows the number of tokens deployed on Pump Fund and on Bonk. So green one is Pump, yellow is Bonk, and we can see that the trend is going down, and we reached the bottom, I would say, in beginning of October, 12th and 8th, and right now we have the volume picking up a little bit, because again, remember what happened on the 8th, well actually what happened on 10th. It's interesting that the number of meme coins deployed on Friday when this collapsed, and actually on the 11th, that would be more interesting, didn't decrease this much. So people are still deploying a bunch of meme coins, even though so many of people were wiped out. And what I think this drop from, let's say the average here was 23K, and then we can see that at the end of September, middle of September, we have this drop, and we never pick up higher again. I think that's because meme coin traders went into perp dexes. They started to gamble on Aster. Aster was a big event in September. Everyone was, Hyperliquid already existed, and people already knew that, okay, you can take 40x on Hyperliquid. But then Aster came out, and it was all over CT. Everyone was talking about the airdrops, how the Aster token itself went high. And in crypto, whenever there is a project or a coin that has which price increases very fast, people tend to go into and use that project, because in crypto Twitter and in crypto, price is your product, coin is your product. So people went to Aster, started to gamble their money there, and the lows that we are witnessing right now, who knows? Maybe we will establish these lows again, but for the last 4 days, it seems like we're picking up. The lows that we are witnessing right now, who knows? Maybe we will establish this number of graduates. Here are some charts. The Bonk and Pump have pretty much the same 67 and 66%, 0.67 and 0.66% of the coins graduate, which means they reach 70-80K, and they go into the bigger dexes, which is the case for of Bonk, and Pump Swap, their own pools. So yeah, that's what happens with meme coins. Pump still makes a lot of money. That's the revenue. Of course they're declining, but still makes a lot of money. Look at that. They made 800K in one day, in the last 24 hours. 800K they made. and they're not paying taxes on that
They made 800K
because
in one
they're
day,
in crypto.
in the last 24 hours.
So it's not like there is like 4 people working for them, probably
on that.
already more than 4,
Because
but
they're in
still.
crypto.
And Bonk, everyone thought that Bonk is dead. They're making 33K just in one day. And yeah, Sugar, I haven't even seen and looked too deep into Sugar. Why they're making so much money? Because on my timeline, no news come out about Sugar. So I'm actually curious, and I'll do some research on the Sugar platform, why they generate so much money. What causes the generation of the money? And I'll do some research on the Sugar platform. That's meme coin review. And today, biggest news was that Launchcoin is transitions into Believe. So everyone remembers the Internet Capital Market narrative (ICM) that was pumping in May this year. May, April, I would say, yeah. That's basically we recognize that you can use Pump Fund as a platform to raise money, and you can launch a project, and bunch of projects were just saying this is our token now, and people start gambling on those projects, on those tokens. The deployers of the tokens end up making some money because they probably had an allocation 10-20% on some back wallets. They made a little bit of money, but they also promised like, hey, we're gonna make this product, or maybe we already have a working product. People were gambling on the coins, and Pasternak recognized this narrative, so he built this platform called Believe, which basically a pump fund, but specifically for projects, and which was a very nice proposition. His value proposition was that we're gonna filter the teams who's gonna list on our website. But at the end of the day, you cannot advertise that you are promising. They didn't want to fall under the security laws, and you could not say that you're gonna benefit, that the price gonna go higher, that the coin that you're issuing somehow connected to your business. You're basically just saying, hey, I'm a business, I'm the founder, and look, there is a coin right here. This is the contract address. That's as much as you could do. And so Belief was pumping, the narrative was big, and crypto Twitter flocked into Believe ecosystem. A bunch of tokens got pumped, but that lasted probably like a month. Same for Bonk. The Bonk lasted for a month. And lately, Binance coins, they also lasted for like less than a month. I would say Binance narrative lasted for like 4 days. I saw Binance coins. If we check what's happening right now on Dex Screener, look at this. It's already 10 p.m. on Pacific time. So basically means China and the Asian markets awakened, Singapore, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 6 coins by market cap. Not by market cap. This is Dex Screener trending, but it's pump coins, and we only have 3 from Binance. And that was expected because when I was doing research on the Binance coins, BSC chain, I would never find any communities. The tweets will never get a lot of impressions. There is just no speculators, and the whole Binance coins that were launched. So the Binance launchpad is for that meme. There was no communities there, and the meta eventually came back to Pump Fund. Same happened after the Belief launch. If you remember Bags, when the trading fees would go into Twitter account, if you just mentioned, that lasted for like a week. So all these narratives appear, but everyone still comes back to Pump Fund, which is very interesting. And I think I'm personally bullish on the Pump token because of those things that we're witnessing in. I'm personally bullish on the Pump token. Look at that. Because of those things. This is perpetual contract on Binance, so that's why we see this huge wick down. This is perpetual contract on Binance. Anyone who'd been long would be wiped out because this week was down 70%, which means if you are 2x leverage, you'll get wiped out. If you are 1.3x leverage, you will get wiped out. This is basically like you can have 10% leverage. 0.1x. That's the leverage you should be taking to not be wiped out. The second option of not being wiped out on longs is to use not isolated but cross margin. Then your whole entire account will be counted in, and you just need to have a big chunk of cash and risk only maybe like 10%. But who does that? No one does it. No one deposits 10K into their DEX, perp DEX of choice, deposit 10K and then risk only 1,000 and then put everywhere cross margin. Like that, such strategy is not what degens do. You throw 10K and then you gamble 10K. But personally, I'm bullish on Pump as a token because the project continue delivering, project continue generating fees. Most importantly, again, what's the number? $860,000 still they earning just yesterday. What's the number? Let's see how much they made on the day of the yeah, when everyone's getting wiped out, when there is a huge liquidation, Pump Fund still made 700K. The next day they made 600, 540, and now it's growing again. Can you imagine if you made $540,000 and then the 2 days later you made 900? Just the price difference, the delta there is just like the down payment on a single family house in US. So that's the news about Belief. One thing about Belief is I told you about all of the how they launched their project, and projects were launching on Belief. People were speculating on those projects because they were supposed to be more vetted, less scammers on Belief. And the way they transitioned, so Belief issued their coin that's called Launchcoin, and Launchcoin before called Pasternak coin. So they're doing all this transition. It's not the first time they're transitioning. And they saying, okay guys, now we're gonna choose, now we're gonna make Belief coin, and if you want to change your Launch coins, just go to this website and we give you some time, and you can until October 29th you can change your Launch coins. And you know what, we're gonna issue a little bit more tokens because we're a project, we have a foundation, we have investors, we need to eat something, right? So we're gonna increase our tokens by 25%. Right here they say 25% increase, right? And the number of tokens will be 1.33 billion, because all of these platforms, the Pump Fund, Bonk, they have the same model that was not invented by Alan but popularized by him, kind of like Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb. Is that the token, when you launch it, the liquidity is frozen and it's 1 billion tokens. That's why you have Belief 1 billion tokens, and they want to increase it by 330,000. But if you calculate 330,000 out of 1 billion, what percentage is that? You calculate 330,000 here. I'll show you that calculator. What percentage is that? Let's see. 33 out of 100. Let's see. Look at this. It's 33. And we time it 100 to know how many percent is that? 100. And look at that. It's 33%. So it's not 25%, it's 33%. And that was fascinating, the blatant lie. I mean, it's not lie. They just didn't. I believe that it's actually interesting. Like, is it a mistake or is it? Leave a comment. What do you think? I believe that. Is that intentional or not intentional? Because I don't think that they believe people are so dumb, especially those who are holding. They're telling the CT, crypto Twitter, people who are constantly in calculating numbers, checking FDVs and TVLs, and basically everyone becoming an accountant. Everyone knows how stock markets works now, and yet I believe that they are just it's just a mistake. But come on, guys, 33%.
I believe
How
that
is
they are
that?
just
How
that's
do
just
you
a
write
mistake.
this? Unless again, there's
But
another option is I'm wrong
yeah,
and I don't
33%.
understand something in this math.
How is that?
But to me,
How do you write this?
three
Unless again,
adding
there's another option is I'm wrong
0.33
and
to
I
one
don't
bill
understand
is a
something in
33
this math.
increase.
But to me,
And
three unless
it means
adding
also that everyone who
0.33
held the
to
belief
one bill
coin now
is a
became
33
the value of that belief
And
coin became
means
33%
also that
lower.
everyone who held the
And
belief
we
coin
can
now
check
became
what's happening with the
value
chart
that
of
coin
belief
became
today.
33%
Lower. And we can check what's happening with the chart. That's not that.
today.
Well, there is no belief yet, so it's probably a launch coin. Lunch.
Well, there is no belief yet.
Lunch
so it's
coin.
probably launch coin.
Lunch. Well,
Lunch coin.
actually, well, this is already second day. This is already tomorrow, 16th. But today,
Well,
not a big drop.
actually,
Only
well,
15%,
this is already
which is
second
not a
day.
lot,
This is already tomorrow, 16th.
right?
But today,
You know it's not a lot.
not a big
Relative,
drop.
it's just like
Only
yesterday, whatever
15%,
happened
which is
yesterday.
not
When
a
was
lot,
the announcement? It was
right?
today, isn't it?
You know it's not a lot.
11 hours ago, yeah.
It's
The
just
announcement
like
was today.
Whatever happened yesterday. When was the announcement?
So
It was
probably
today.
whoever was dumping, well, look at
11
this
hours ago.
volume.
Yeah. The announcement was today.
I think Pasternak and their
So
team, they're
probably
not dumb.
Whoever was dumping.
And given the amount of this, I think someone is buying back
Pasternak and their team,
the coin.
They're not dumb.
Because
And given
this
the
is
amount
this is
of
actually a
this,
good chart. Given
I think someone is buying back
the news,
coin.
and everyone already kind of
Because
forgot about
this is-
belief
this
because
is actually a
after
good
belief
chart.
we already
Given
had
the-
streamer coins, we had
the
Bonk,
news,
we
and
had
everyone already kind of
CZ with
forgot about
his
belief because
4.meme.
after belief
We had
we
three
already had
narratives, so
streamer
everyone
coins,
already
we
forgot
had
about
Bonk,
belief.
we had
And we
CZ
still,
with
and
his
after they do a news like
4.meme,
this, which is
we
another
had three
negative
narratives,
news,
so everyone already
imagine you forgot
about
already
it.
about something, and then there is a
And
negative
we
news
still-
comes
and
out,
after they do a
and
news
the
like this, which
price
is another
drops
negative
only
news,
15%.
imagine you
That's
forgot
actually
already
not
about
bad.
something and then
There was a
negative
bigger
news
drop
comes out,
on
and the
October
price
10
drops
when the
only
liquidation happened.
15%. That's
Maybe
actually
people
not
haven't
bad.
discovered the
There was
news
a bigger
yet
drop on
because again, people forgot about it.
10
They just
when the
holding the
liquidation happened.
launch coin on
Maybe
their
people
wallets
haven't
and
discovered
they
the
are
news
clueless
yet
what's happening.
because again, people forgot about it.
So that's belief. 33%. One thing also I wanted to add is
So that's belief.
why belief doing this?
33%.
Why they increasing their
One
number
thing
of
also I
token
want to
supply
add is
by 33
why
by
belief
33%
doing this? Why
is
they
that it's really
increasing
hard for a
their
project
number of
to
token
finance
supply
themselves
by
if the number of
by
shares
33%.
is limited,
Is that
if the
it's
number
really
of
hard for a
tokens
project
is limited.
to finance
So in
themselves
TradFi,
if
when
the
a
number
company
of
goes
shares
public
is
and they
limited,
issue a
if
certain
the
amount of
number
shares,
tokens
as
is
time
limited.
progresses,
So in
they
TradFi,
always
when a
issue
company
new
goes
shares to
public
finance
and
their
they
new
issue a certain
initiatives.
amount of
They
shares,
can sell debt
as time
and
progresses,
issue
they
bonds,
always
or
issue
they
new
can
shares
issue
to
shares.
finance their new
And that
initiatives.
is,
They can sell
of
debt
course,
and
diluting
issue
the existing
bonds.
shareholders, because if
Or
you're buying
they can
shares,
issue
that's
shares.
when the question
And
of what
that
kind of shares
is,
you have,
of
preferred
course,
or non-preferred. And
diluting
if you buy
existing
regular shares on,
shareholders, because
on
if you're
your
buying
brokerage,
shares,
on
that's when the
Robinhood
question of what kind of
or
shares you
any
have, preferred or
TD
non-preferred.
Ameritrade,
If
not
you
TD
buy regular
Ameritrade
shares
because
on-
that's
on
already
your brokerage,
doesn't exist.
on Robinhood
Charles Schwab,
or any
you buying not preferred shares, and companies will be generally diluting your shares. There will be
you buying not
there will be
preferred
split
shares,
events
and
when the
companies
shares will be split
generally
or
diluting
they will
your
be
shares.
combined.
There
People
will
just
be,
do any companies do
there will
anything
be split events
weird
when
shit
the
with
shares will be
with the
split,
shares.
or they will be
But
combined.
generally they
People just do
at
any,
least dilute you at least couple times. I would say it
shit
like
with
that.
with the shares.
Berkshire Hathaway
But
probably will
generally
never
they
dilute you, and
at
their
least
but their
dilute you
shares
at least
cost
couple times,
like
I would say.
100k.
Berkshire
Not 100k,
Hathaway
actually
probably
1
will never
million.
dilute you.
Good
Their-
question.
but their
Just a
shares
side
cost
note. Let's check how much Berkshire
not 100k, actually 1 million.
Berkshire
Good question. Just a side note. Let's check how
Birkenstock.
much Berkshire not 100k, actually 1 million.
those
Berkshire
sandals. Birkenstock, Berkshire Hathaway. I'm just
Those
afraid
sandals.
I will make a mistake, but I
Birkenstock,
should not.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, what happened? Why it's only 500?
I'm just afraid
Did they do something?
I will make a mistake, but I should.
Last time I checked,
Oh,
the
what
price of
happened?
a share was
Did they do
1
something?
million. It was like 900.
Last time I checked.
But
the
anyway,
price of a
let's go back to
share
our cozy
was,
crypto and CT.
1 million. It was like
Yeah.
900.
To sum up about the news about belief,
But anyway,
projects
let's go back
need
our cozy
to be
crypto
able
and
to
CT.
dilute to attract new capital, to sell something to the investors. And that's why Solana, that's why Ethereum, they don't have the cap on the number of coins. Bitcoin has a cap because Bitcoin is a commodity, and that's the whole digital gold narrative. But if you are a project, if you're a protocol, and you're trying to grow, you have new initiatives, you need to pay to your foundation, you need to pay to the contributors and to the community, pay to KOLs if you are just in the beginning and you're just building your project. You need to be able to finance those initiatives somehow, and the working scheme is to issue shares or new tokens. And Sui and everyone else, no one has a cap on number of coins. And all these coins that were launched on Pump Fund and on Belief, they have a cap. And Belief is part of that problem. And if the project is not dead, that's not the first time that they are diluting their coin. And there will be more dilution later on. Because again, other projects, there is just inflation. And for a project to not have inflation, it doesn't work, it doesn't help them to grow. So that's Belief. The other news and the last news before we go trench is the Monad airdrop. So what is Monad? It's an EVM chain, and it's all over my timeline as well. So I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed. For those who don't know, for those who don't participate in crypto that much, what is Monad? Maybe you'll be hearing about it a lot. Maybe we'll all forget about it after the airdrop, because why the hell we need another L2 chain EVM compatible? I've heard so many of them. So I just decided to compare them. Monad, because, sorry, quick note as well. We are in 2025, and I feel like the time for L1s and L2s was in 2021, the previous bull run. That's when we were still establishing what's the best infra, where is the biggest and the highest TPS transactions per second, who's the fastest, who's the most secure. I think that was in 2021, and in 2025 still go into the technicality of what is the transaction per second, what is the throughput, the block finality. I feel like we already have everything is so established, fast, secure, and there's no downtimes. Solana haven't been down for a very long time, which is surprising. Like, this is the time of apps, the applications. That's why we built Apin. Quick side note. Which is the app that is built on using crypto and crypto technology and blockchain. And the user can download the apps, download Apin, and they would never know, and they don't need to know that it's crypto in the back. They just interact with the app. They just ape into meme coins. They discover new meme coins. And right now we have another chain that is like EVM L1. When I hear it, I'm like, I have PTSD from Celestia, from Blast. All those chains, they had big events because the timeline starts exploding. Your Twitter, CT, every KOL start talking about it. Guess what? Because they are sponsored, they farming the tokens. They knew that they should be farming them earlier because they had some small kind of insiderish information. Of course, information it's just so many chains and projects being funded, but they saw those patterns, so they were early. They knew that, okay, if this project is sponsored, it has investments from big VCs, the chances of them to do the same what every other project did, where they have testnet, you participate in a testnet, and then there is an airdrop just for the sake of that. You can participate, and they all did that, and because of that, now they're talking about it. Before, 2-3 months ago, no one was talking about Monad. Now everyone is talking about it because they started and they announced their airdrop. But before we talk about the airdrop, here's how Monad compares to other chains. Because again, EVM, right? You heard about EVM L1s how many times? So why not to compare it with Base and yeah. In this case, I compared it with Base, but I also checked with other ones. It's just not in a table format. but I've compared it with Optimism, Arbitrum, compared it with Hyperliquid because it's also EVM, right? I compared it to the BSC, the Binance, it's also EVM compatible chain, L2. So you check, Monad is super fast, not super fast by the way, 10,000, okay? Solana does 65, Sui does 300. But that's just in tested in the lab. In real world is 120,000, and Solana in real world is like 2,500. And you can see these numbers for Base and for Say. So looks like Monad will be faster than Base, and about the same as Say. And Say is the youngest in this row besides Monad. But Say already is not. Monad again, the reason why they do the airdrop because they're still on a testnet. Say already on the mainnet. Block finality, whatever this information, it's if it's important for you. It's not important for me because I'm a DJ and meme coin trader and gambling my money away on all these projects and exchanges. But okay, yeah, 1 second, 400 milliseconds. Say is faster than Monad. Okay. Less than 400 milliseconds. And base block time is 13 minutes. Right? Yeah, just take that away from this stream. That base block time is 13 minutes. You just sit and wait for 13 minutes. You can watch a whole video on YouTube for 13 minutes. Consensus. So the thing about Monad is they use parallel execution, so the transactions are not sequenced. So it's not like the virtual machine needs to wait for one sequence to finish and then he goes to the second transaction to process the second transaction. They are parallel. But the whole parallel thing, it's not new. Solana has parallel. Sui has parallel. Base doesn't, and Say it has it. So this is the consensus and execution. They have the parallel, and they rely on optimistic versus ZK proofs. So optimistic stack was developed by Optimism, yada yada. All cool. You take the transactions, you roll them up, and then you, being an optimist, and you like, okay, this roll up is, the transactions are correct, let's go and plug them into the chain. TVL, that's again, that just shows you that they are on the testnet, and all the others, like Say, even though it's young, it has half $1 billion already locked in the chain. But okay, whatever, who cares, right? Monad, another, what you care is, can you farm it, right? Can you farm it? If you're interested in the chain, go dig deeper, see what, I cannot imagine who is still interested in another chain. Again, we had Celestia, we had so many chains, Blast. I'm just blinking out on the number of chains. Everyone is like, yeah, this is amazing, this is the future. And at the end of the day, we're just hanging out with XRP. And there are meme coins on Ripple, by the way. So how can you farm it? Here's how you farm it. Here's the information on the airdrop. So the airdrop was launched on October 14th. That doesn't mean that it's finished. So there is Monad community, about 5,500 people. Manual reviews that they make sure that there is no farmers and no Cybils and bots. They are planning to issue 100 billion of monads, and they're planning to drop about 10 to 20%. These are such a big, 10 and 20 is such a big, big amount, big difference. So I think someone just pulling this out of their, big amount, how to claim. Claim Monad XYZ. if you even received it, right?
How to
So you
claim,
can go there and check if you even received it.
claim Monad XYZ.
And this
If you-
the pre-market.
if you even
So
received
how
it,
to
right?
farm it
So you
is
can go there and check if
you
you
can
received it.
deposit small amount of ETH
And this the pre-market.
via faucet
So how to
dash
farm it
monad.bet,
You can
and of
deposit
course
small amount of
double
ETH
check this. I don't like why is it
via
called
faucet
dot
dash
.bet. I
monad
wouldn't
dot
trust
bet.
anything that ends at dot
Of
.bet.
course, double check
Um,
this. I don't
but
like why is it
still
called dot bet.
check
I wouldn't
where you're
trust
supposed to
anything that ends at dot bet.
deposit your money, deposit your
but
ETH
still
to convert it
check
to MON,
where you're supposed to
and then just do some transactions,
your money,
provide some
deposit
liquidity.
your ETH,
So these are the biggest
convert it
dApps
to
on
MON,
Monad, Ambient, and
then
Caddy.
just do some transactions, provide some
I
liquidity.
assume those are
So
exchanges,
the
those are some
biggest
DEXs
dApps on Monad,
or
Ambient, and Caddy.
lending protocols.
I assume
Mint an
those are
NFT,
exchanges, those are some DEXs.
Break Monad is a game.
Lending protocols. I assume
Mint an NFT, and I mean you're not gonna go and try to earn Telegram roles in their community. But I've seen these Monad cards. I've seen a lot of these Monad cards.
Telegram roles.
I don't know how to get them. I assume it's something similar to NFTs, or maybe for the mindshare they give you these Monad
I
cards.
assume it's something similar to
But this is
NFTs,
how
or
get this
maybe
airdrop. This
for
is how
the
to participate
mindshare,
in
they give you
Monad.
these Monad cards. I assume it's something similar to
But this
NFTs.
is how
get this airdrop.
lastly is yeah, wanted to see how the trench is doing. The trench is just a 4 coins from Binance.
Yeah, wanted to see
This one is
how the trench is
350k,
doing.
3.1 mil.
Just a 4 coins from
Let's look,
Binance.
3.1 mil, 3 million.
350k.
Looks real.
3.1
Launched
mil.
1 day ago.
Just a 4 coins
30k transactions.
3.1
And for 3 mil, the volume is 8 mil.
Launched 1 day ago.
Yeah, it looks like that's a real
And
coin.
for 3 mil, the volume is 8
I'll
mil.
give you an example what's
Yeah,
not
it
real.
looks like,
This one is not real.
That's a real coin.
Market cap 8 mil.
Give you an example.
The volume is
what's not
200k.
real. This one
Launched
is not
14 hours ago. And you
Market
can see
cap
that it's
8
not
mil.
from Pump, not from
The
4.meme.
volume is 200k.
It's a direct deployment
14
to
hours
Meteora.
And you can see that it's
It's
not
a
from
Solana
Pump,
coin.
not
And
from
they
4.meme.
paid for the
It's a direct
um,
deployment to Meteora.
the promo.
You can see that it's a
Turning
Solana
Point
coin.
Reserves.
And they paid
And look at
for
that
the,
candle. That's called a crime candle.
deployment.
If you see a chart like this,
The promo.
when a coin
Turning
goes
Point Reserves. And
from
look at
here
that
to
candle.
here,
That's called a crime candle.
that's how you
If
know
see
it's a
chart
crime
like this,
and
when
a
a
fraud.
coin goes
So let's trench, and for trenching,
that's how you know it's a crime
we will
and a fraud.
go into a pin.
So let's trench, and for trenching, that's how you know it's a
So that's our humble portfolio. We have TG Metrics, Spirit of Gambling. We have Mobi.ai, Stonks rugged on me, and now they're worth 48 cents. Keanu Sleazy. That's all. That's all. Couple limit orders. Lens is so this white mark, it shows the where you bought, and when you buy coins you can set where you want to take profit automatically, because in meme coins there are most of the meme coins are daily runners or rugs, and you just set where, if the narrative is strong, you don't want to babysit that coin, and you just want to see, you just want to ape some money, $5-10, and it's basically like a watch list. If the coin ends up closing, if your position ends up closing, maybe you then later open the bigger position on your desktop. But on the phone, maybe you're on Uber, maybe you're outside, you want to see quickly what's popping, what's trending right now, what narrative are happening. Because right now, remember, we are in between the narratives, and that's the time when to spot the next coming narrative. Because once the narrative is out and everyone knows about it, that's too late to join. So I believe, like, we had the ICM meta, then we had the bonk. ICM was May, bonk was July. So in June, specifically in June, that was between the metas. So that's when you read the CT, you sit on Apin, you look at the coins, and you see what's happening, what's the trends, and you catch the next narrative. So you would set 50%, 100% take profit, and then you buy. So then later in your wallet, you can track those in your limit orders that are still open. And as you can see, I have a bunch of limit orders that are still not closed, because if I see that the project is not rugged, like for example Dolo, it didn't rug, so I'm gonna just keep that because I threw 10 bucks into this coin. Um, so I just want to see the project succeed, and the app helps me to keep track for this project. Work is a project coin, OWO is a meme, Wizard is a meme, and Lens is a project coin. Lens is a browser, and Work is it's the app that helps you organize raids, and you get paid for raids. And you can go and just click a bunch of repost and make like 6-7 bucks, which is might not be a lot for you, but for some people it might be a lot or enough or just worth the time of doing that. So it's basically a website where you can organize raids and get paid. So I like the implementation. I like how they built it already. It's not some fugazi project that's like, oh, we're gonna build it later. No, this is the project. It's already working. People using it, and they even have rewards paid out in Work. And that's why I aped into this coin. So I want to keep track of the project. So let's look what's pumping right now. And this is the main page for Apin. We showed when the coin was launched, top 10 wallets, how much of the allocation is in the top 10 wallets. We mark anything above 20 in yellow and anything above 30 in red. Because you don't want to buy coins that are too concentrated within one person. Yeah, the insiders basically. So this one was launched 3 hours ago, and let's read about it. If you swipe up, every shadow tells a story. Sometimes it hides, sometimes protects. Ghost shadow isn't here to be loud, it's here to linger and to spark curiosity. So it looks like it's a meme coin. It's not a project coin, right? And it's not a streamer coin. It's just like shadow, and someone pumped it to these levels. So I would like to go into, oh, I'm not logged in, right? I assume I'm not logged in. So give me a second and I log in quickly. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. So if you're in Apin and you see a new coin and you want to check, do some deeper research, of course you can go to copy contract and paste it in places and open Dex Screener to see some other things. I usually go to Dex Screener when I want to see bubble maps. It's not part of the app, but in just 3 clicks you can, 1, 2, 3. In 3 clicks and using Dex Screener, you can see the bubble maps. We are still not, we haven't built that integration, the bubble maps directly in the app, but for now, you can open it thanks to Dex Screener. So let's go into CT and see what people are talking about this coin and why it's pumped so much. Shadow, shadow, shadow. So that's automated bot, whatever, not interested. That's automated bot, not interested. That's automated bot, not interested. Just bull posting. Hyphen from ChatGPT, not looking at that. bunch of emojis. Basically, in 2000s there was banner blindness when people look at the websites and they stop paying attention to the banners because there will be always a banner on the top, a banner on the right. I believe right now people are developing GPT or AI blindness. Is whenever you see the AI, you just don't notice that. Whenever I see a text with a bunch of emojis at the beginning, I don't understand why the Mr. Altman did it this way. The fact that you can just spot the GPT stuff, the AI slop so fast. Maybe it's a good, maybe it's bad thing. For now, it's good because you can decipher and understand where it's done by AI. But whenever I see these emojis, can you imagine how long it will take to type in this message, choosing this every emoji and thinking, top degen focus, which emoji should I put? Let me put the bullseye emoji with an arrow. Just shut the fuck up. Where are the real tweets? I see only bots, and that's what tells me that's a scam coin, because all of this is automated. When there is no community, there is no real people who pumping it, then who's buying it? Bots buying it, of course. Since we found this scam, I'm gonna destroy this scam. And this is how I'm gonna destroy this scam. I'm gonna show you why is it a scam. And the scam is, oh, look at this. They paid for all the promotions. They paid for the DEX. The DEX screener number 5. Wow. It's number 5. Shadow. Ooh. Come and buy my coin. 5,000 holders. Except this chart is fake because this is a volume bot. This is not 5,000 holders. Except this chart is fake. This is not a organic chart. Look at this. This is not 5,000 holders. Except this chart is fake. The moment it goes up, it goes down. It goes up. It wants to establish the level and it goes down. Like after looking for charts, in charts, on charts, at charts, for last 15 years, you kind of see which charts are real and which are not. Where are the levels here? Where are the breakouts? You kind of see these drops, and then if you look at the numbers, aside from the charts, like what is the level? Is this the level? No, we broke the level. We broke immediately, bounced from it, but then came back to the level. In reality, price never does stuff like this. If you trying to create a volume bot and you are serial scammer, at least write your bot. You have a breakout, then you bounce, then you stay a couple bounces here, and then you break down. But what is this travesty? You go up and go down. This is just, and here, this was the level, but then we went all the way down and then came back. That's just here. That's just not real. And the volume candles is another story, because you need to fake everything, right? The volume bot needs to be working for everything. Another reason why this is fake, just look at the numbers. Look at this. Someone is buying $4.74, and then they buy $5.74, and then they buy $9.15. Like, of course there are trading bots that may be scalping a little bit, but where are the real numbers, the whole numbers? Okay, maybe people buying in Solana, you would say, because these USD numbers should be in Solana. Okay, now look at the Solana. Who's typing this? Who's typing 4 digits after the period to buy something? These volume bots are just so dumb, and it's good that they're dumb because we can spot them. And after they buy small amounts, then bam, $269 dump. And after these bots are stupid, and it's good again that they're stupid. Dump. Another way, how I like to check. I mean, there is nothing to check here. You already see that there is a volume bot working. But let's see. Okay, we take this ticker. There is nothing to check here. We type in GMGN. But let's see. Okay, we take this ticker. The reason why I dig in so deep into this coin is because I don't like this on my app. I don't like the fact that they were able to pass all our filters and the scam coin to be on our app. because
I like the fact that they were
usually meme
pass
coins
all our filters
don't go
and the
to
scam
these
coin to be on
high
our
market caps if it's a
because
scam. If it's a rug pull, you need to put real money
don't
into
go
this coin. Like
to these
in order to
high
pump
market
a
caps
coin
if it's a
into
scam.
500
If it's a
market
rug
cap,
pull,
you need to put
you
at
need
least
to put
50k
real
into
money
it.
into
And
this
very
coin.
few
Like,
people, very few
in order to
scammers
pump a
do
coin
stuff like
into
that.
500
But
market cap, you
they
need to
still
put
do
at
it, of
least
course.
50k in
It's
it.
still worth it
And very
because
few
when they
people,
rug,
very few
they
scammers
even if there is
do
like
stuff like
5k out of this
But
whole thing,
they
then
still
they just made 5k.
it's still worth
And
it.
the
Because when
way
they rug,
liquidity
they-
pools
even if
work
there is like
is you put
5K
50k
out of
into
this
this
whole
volume bot,
then they just
into
made
the
5K.
liquidity
And
pool.
the way
You take out
liquidity
completely
pools
50k
work
because
is
you are
you
the first
put
one to put it
50K
in
into
the
this volume
the.
bot,
No one's gonna.
into the
You're not gonna be anyone's
you take out
exit
completely
liquidity.
50K because you were the first one to put it in the
Let's
no one's
see.
gonna-
These are the
you're not
buyers
gonna be
in
anyone's
GMGN.
exit liquidity because you were the first one to put
Um,
let's see. These are the buyers.
yeah, you see all this red. All this red is
Um,
GMGN recognized that it's bots, but I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
see all this
the others are bots as well.
all this
Not
red is
bots,
GMGN
but it's
recognized
the,
as
the
bots.
chain of
But I'll
wallets
tell you,
created
the
is.
others are bots as well.
Look at that.
Not bots, but the chain of wallets created.
I'm trying to.
is others are bots as well.
Like I
Look at
just
that.
look for additional signs of why this is
I'm trying
fake.
to
Like I just look for additional signs of why this is fake. Like I just look for additional signs of why this is fake. I mean, I mean, okay. Here's the thing you can spot quickly again. If you look at the funding amount and
here's the thing you can
TF
spot
amount,
quickly
TF
again.
stands for.
If you look at the funding
I have no
amount
idea what does it stands
and
for.
TF amount. TF stands for
Transfer time,
if you look at the
transfer.
I have no idea what does it stands for.
I don't know what's TF.
TF amount.
But anyway, the TF, I
Transfer
assume
time,
like it's this is the date and this is the amount of the transfer of the funding.
But anyway,
Look at all these wallets. They all have the same amount of money sent to them. 1122, 1022, 1111, 1131. Doesn't matter how much they own of this scam coin. They were all funded 1413, 1403, 1343, 1323. It's all from 11 to 14 sols. The network of coins were funded. 12, 11, 13. Even though this coin is, and look, it's a fresh coin as well, fresh wallet. So that's how you spot it. Like any similarities, any pattern in these numbers, if you can spot, that's a red flag. So Shadow is not a good project, and it's a scam. If you can spot, that's a red flag. So Shadow is not a good project, and it's. Let's go back into the trench. Polyport. The thing I love about browsing and swiping on tokens is that just discovering new project tokens, because Apin became a place, as you can see on my portfolio, it's mostly projects because that's the exciting part, is to discover new projects in crypto. And crypto projects completely stopped raising money from VCs because people don't like that the tokens are locked by the VCs, by the foundations, and everyone is just dumping on you nonstop. And then Trump announces his bullshit and tariffs. And that's why you look at new projects that are just launch their project and through the ICM idea that they're just launching a token and then it helps them to raise maybe 50, maybe 100K, and that's enough for them to survive and carry on with their project. So Polyport launched on Pump Fund. You can see this little icon. If it was on Bonk, there will be a Bonk logo here. Almost 30% at the top 10, but okay. You have to control the supply when you launch a token, especially if it's a project token. But look at what Believe is doing, right? 25% inflation now, and if they control biggest and their tokens 50%, they didn't need to launch and issue new tokens and do this transition now from Launchcoin to Believe. So supply control is important if you are an honest project. High performance decentralized prediction markets protocol built on Solana. So it's prediction market narratives, features instant settlements, automated market making, and Oracle integration for trustless resolution. Wow. The problem with the prediction markets is the how do you resolve some of those events? If I say, hey, I'm gonna borrow the Jackson over here, gonna do 20 pull-ups, who's gonna check that he's actually did 20 pull-ups and if it was all correct 20 pull-ups and not 19 and a half? So verification that's what important. And the fact that Polyport says that they have an integrated Oracle and they have the AMM, it's like they just got everything, the best things. Too bad they don't have ZK proofs and trusted test environments, TEs. Then it would be just like, wow, what are you guys doing there? You just have everything. You build a rocket that you're ready to fly to the other galaxies, not just to Mars. Production ready smart contracts using an Anchor framework. And they're using Anchor, okay. Polymarket right now, they raised at 2 billion. They either raised 2 billion or they raised at 2 billion market cap. So they established this new fund where they sponsor projects that built on top of the prediction markets. And I see a lot of projects who are using those additional funds, who received those funds and became official Polymarket PMX Whale just bought 15K of Polyport. Okay. PMX, what is PMX? Never heard of PMX ticker. Let's see, where is the main account or community? Polyport Mart, is that? Okay, that's the official account. Pump fund for prediction markets. Instant liquidity on market creation. No waiting, no friction. Okay, very easy. I feel like this should have been, well, it's fine. But if this was the description for the coin itself, that would be amazing as well. Because I immediately understand, okay, pump fund. So it's an interface where you go in and you say, hey, Jackson gonna do 20 pull-ups, and the market is created. This event is created and people can bet on it. Fee settlement updated, locked in, loaded, fresh located runs and passed. Okay, it's a little demo here. The demo is okay. Not very informative. This can be a game changer in the predictive market streets. Got a healthy bag on the routing for Polyport on Solana. Polymet mainnet goes live on Thursday. Like, look at this. Okay, a project already have a mainnet, and Monad is still doing the giveaways and stuff and bringing people and farming and like, hey, here's our airdrop. These guys didn't have the funding, didn't have anything, build a product, have a mainnet that goes on Thursday already. It's just the difference of how between projects. Of course, when I'm talking about it, I understand there is a big difference. It has nothing to compare. I'm comparing oranges and apples. And these guys probably don't have any money. That's why they have a coin. And then Monad, they had money and they had interest and the initial users and maybe PMF even. And that's why they are doing all that stuff. The airdrops and promotions. Where is the community for Polyport? Who is the builder? I don't want to see only traders posting about it. Bought Polyport. Polyport community. Found it. Had to scroll a little bit, but we found it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. 160 members. $2,000 impressions. Stake your Polyport and unlock your LP credit. Wow. That's always great when you launch a coin on PumpFun and then you create an additional incentives, and basically it's not, you wouldn't call it a buying or selling pressure, but lock your tokens so that you take those tokens out of the supply, pretty much. It's more like, it's same as locking them if the team would lock them. The platform uses to add liquidity on your behalf. You earn and share real trading fees from active markets without putting up any SOL yourself. Huh. So if you lock Polyport, you will get rewards from the trading activity that happens on the Polyport. No emissions, just yield from real trading volume. Lock Polyport for a period you choose, get an LP credit, your liquidity limit, platform LPs on your behalf, earn trading fees, unlock when your lock ends. Very nice. Nice, very nice. Fairness and limits. Everyone earns based on stake, okay. Real yield, real data, real volume. Example, Alice log, okay. Nice, thanks example for Alice. Getting started, pick your period, stake, watch, stake, earn, repeat, keynotes. Just no inflationary rewards. So that's a good question. How the rewards are being generated, and other rewards are, if the rewards are, so you get wrapped SOL, how the rewards are being paid out? That's my question. You get a credit from treasury. You take a square root out of the amount of your staked Polyport. What's K1 in this formula? And why the capacity? What is the capacity? Okay. So they give you, they lease you wrapped SOL, wrapped Solana from their treasury. What do they have in their treasury? So they issue tokens. The tokens are, I guess, if they bought some tokens after they created the token, they put it in the treasury. Is that the contents of their treasury? And then they, if you lock your Polyport, you will get wrapped SOL from that treasury, I guess. You're not chasing inflation. You're earning real liquidity provider yield backed by volume. Okay, the staking feature is not live yet. Okay, that's very important update. But for the sake of this review, I want to see now, show me the, is that a web app? We are on it. The future of prediction markets is here. Oh, you can have check their repo. Are they open source on GitHub? And that's a DevNet, okay? So they have the DevNet, they have a testnet, mainnet. 12 billion market serving less than 2% of its potential. Okay, that's just their estimation of the I guess prediction market is right now valued at 12 billion, almost 3 billion. Six-figure pools required, most markets never launch. Slow and expensive. Yeah, remember those at the beginning, 15 minutes transaction, 13 minutes block time for whom? For base. And here we have it, 13 seconds Ethereum transaction plus high gas fees. Limited variety, only mainstream events get liquidity backing. Centralized controls, platform no communities decide what markets exist. I want to see the Oracle, the integrated Oracle. So this so far we saw is the AMM. And I think I'm spending too much time on this project, but let's dig deeper and see what we can unveil and uncover. Where is the Oracle? Centralized, what is a CPMMM? Centralized something, right? CPMMM engine. Constant product market makers. Constant function market maker. Ah, the curve. Isn't it the same as AMM? Okay. So there are AMM, automated market maker, and some of the automated market maker, they can be CPMM. Okay. So there is constant sum market maker is when x plus y equals k. Sum market maker is when x. So there is constant sum market maker, there is constant mean market maker. So that's the formula. X plus y equals k. And constant mean market maker, there is constant mean market maker. So that's the formula. Popularized by Balancer, we know that guy. Allows for more than 2 tokens in a liquidity pool with customized weightings for each asset. The formula ensures the weighted geometric mean of the reserves remains constant, allowing for flexible multi-asset pools. So instead of having your meme coin and Solana, you have several things in the pool, and all of them have customized weightings for each. And then there is hybrid CFFM, CFMM, constant mean for each, and constant, what is F? These multiple features from a different element have to provide more specialized functionality. Curve Finance, for example, combines CSMM and CPMM mechanisms to create an optimized experience for trading assets. Curve Finance, for example, combines CSMM and CPMM mechanisms to create an optimized experience for trading assets. Centralized liquidity market maker, dynamic liquidity market maker. Very interesting, right? It's interesting the types of the whole thing the Uniswap created is the liquidity pool, the x
the whole
times
thing,
y
Uniswap,
equals
created
k,
is
and that's the constant,
the liquidity pool,
and hence the price for each of them is determined from that formula.
equals k,
And that's there you have the if you have less Solana in the pool and more of the tokens, then the tokens will cost less money. And if you have more Solana in the pool when people are buying your meme coin and you're about to rug them, then there is more Solana in the pool, and your shitter becomes more expensive. So that was whole thing popularized by Uniswap, and then PumpFund took that model as well. Let's go back to Poly, whatever. Yeah, so far I don't see anything about the massive unstoppable potential, total addressable market. Okay, grow okay. The website is really nice. It's mobile friendly. We have this bar at the bottom. So, and they have like very good design, different colors on the, yeah, so far very good projects, solid projects. They've probably been doing and working on this. You can connect your wallet. They probably were doing this and then they decided to launch a coin for marketing purposes, for people to notice them. Yeah, these are the markets and you can browse them. Journey, what is the journey? Today update, mainnet. Okay, that's their plan basically. Okay, that is Polyport. 600K. By the way, what's happening with the price? I didn't even look. Wow, the price looks very nice. That's a nice looking chart. You have your higher highs and higher lows. You have levels clear and established. You have the area of consolidation that was from 500K to, or let's say from October 9, when we reached this all-time high, consolidated until October 12 for 3 days, and Monday we broke out and the new pump started. Previous resistance became the new support. And again, if you're writing a volume bot, why don't you create something like this? Because you cannot. Because in order to draw a chart like this, you need actual people trading. Otherwise, the bot will be losing money. You don't want the bot to lose money. So that is Polyport, and I will add them to my liked list by swiping right. And now it's Polyport. Now I'm tracking it. 67 launched on Bonk. We all know 67. I did a research on this one. That's a second 67 coin, and it's pumping because 67 meme is popular, still popular. Just a couple days ago it was 1 mil. Look at that. Right now it's at 2.5. It was 2 at the beginning of the day. And October 13 it was 1 mil. So it's almost 3x. Nice little pump. The penny has been retired. No more pennies. The penny has been retired. Launched 16 hours ago. 22%, which is fine. 16 hours ago. Again, higher highs, higher lows. We'll love something like this. Just quickly, I want to see that it's not volume bot working again. Actually, I can see it here. If I go to Dex Screener here, no, this looks real to me. And why? The reason why it looks real to me is because you see this volume was going down, and then all of a sudden we have this spike because that's a contention point. We have the breakout and a bunch of people were selling at the same time people were buying because of the breakout, and we have this big fight between bears and bulls resulting in a big volume, and that's what's called. And look at these weeks again, the fight happened here, big wicks, and there is no wicks in this area, and that's how you know this chart is real. It's just the coin itself, the meme itself is like, okay, how long you gonna talk about it? Are you gonna meme it? Are you gonna spam it everywhere? I would never buy a coin like this. Just because there is no meme behind it. I mean, the meme exists, yes. The what is meme, right? It's a little piece, fraction of culture, of news event, of something, of some idea. So idea here is that the penny is no longer with us, and it's not funny, it's not interesting. I don't see who will buy later on for more money that meme. Just Elizabeth Cat, it's alleged cat that Anatoly Yakovenko, the founder of Solana, interacted a lot on Twitter, specifically with the new phone from Solana that's called Seeker, right? Not Zeekr. Zeekr is the Chinese car brand, but Seeker is the new phone from Solana. This cat was interacting with it. Somehow it's like the pictures of the cat with the phone, and it's not Anatoly's cat because Anatoly had a dog and the dog passed out from old age in 2022. That's our amazing research done on October 9, 6 days ago. Um, this is the tweet that I'm talking about. So she has an official Twitter account. Yeah, on my opinion, it's not interesting to me. Some insiders might pump this coin even higher, but to me it's not interesting. It's not something exciting. The price performance, it's not bad actually, because we are coming to the resistance lines for the third time, right? We had here first attempt, second attempt, and now we are kind of coming there for the third time, and each time we showed higher lows. That's generally a good sign. It means that there were some insiders and snipers at the beginning. They dumped the token from 1.8 to 200, and since then we never revisited that level. That means that right now it was the change of hands, and now it's primed to go higher, unless something happened, of course. But again, for me to own this meme, it's not funny and not interesting. Unlike Wizard over here, where is my Wizard? Wizard Gang. Now that's the coin to really support, right? Fraud coin test. Someone is testing and their test went to 1.5 mil. Is that like Elon launching meme coins? Someone is like coming into the trenches from time to time and they just like launch a coin, like the guys from Jelly Jelly, the founder of Venmo. They did the coin 2 mil. What is this fraud? Let's quickly find out from CT. Fraud coin. Nova posts really good content as always, really good research. And if I have a coin and I quickly need to understand what's happening, if I see Nova post, I immediately get all the information that I need. Has no snipers and insiders per Dev's Nightmare. Although Dev's Nightmare is horrible, it shows negative numbers, it shows zeros. I don't know if they are like, a lot of top holders have big PNLs. The bubble map doesn't show any major clusters. Sex map shows the recent buyers are from Coinbase. Top 70 holders have 50. Yeah, it looks like a good coin, just in general. This big cluster, this is probably centralized exchanges, so don't freak out. Fraud coin. Is that because Pump Fun was mentioned on the Fox? Following the hype from Fox News talking about Pump.Fun as a marriage between content and security fraud. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research and ape responsibly. Okay, yeah, it was on the news, my timeline as well, that people, there was a news segment on Fox where they talked about Pump Fun as this scam basically. A marriage between it's so funny how they put it. Marriage between content and security fraud. Again, look at this meme. Okay, you got the coin. Is this a daily runner or is it gonna last for multi days, multi weeks, and multi generations? You need to understand this. Okay, so they mentioned this coin. Are they gonna mention that again in that same sense? They're probably gonna talk about Pump Fund as being a fraud place, but will they say fraud coin? I don't believe in that. So I will not. And for daily runner, for coin to go at 2 mil, I mean, that's great. That's great for Solana trenches. It means that interest is still here. Someone big probably aped into it. And look at the numbers again, everything is in green. Less than 20% at the top 10. It's just already so much higher. So the market cap is so high right now. Deflationary USD, automated buyback and burn. Launched 1 month ago. Is this real chart? From 500 to 700? I just don't like how gradual this decline was. That's what makes this chart looks unnatural. Okay, higher highs, higher lows. Automated buyback and burn. DUSD. I like how for some meme coins, look at this map of buys. Developer bought so many times. I like how the meme coins now, you have the unstable coin and the ticker is USDUK, and now you have deflationary coin which the ticker is DUSD. This is like so crypto, so deep crypto finance. Deployed funds for deck screener ads and 100x boost. Creator fees are used to auto buyback and burn, but that's not a lot. The creator fees are like hundreds of bucks. On a coin that has $100,000 market cap, the creator fees will be 100 bucks. And if you buy 100 bucks worth of coin, that's market cap already 100K. That's not a lot. Okay. I don't like this, honestly. I want a meme. I want a funny meme. Is this a funny meme? It's not a funny meme. It's, again, there's no meme behind it. Just because you're buying it, it's... Now this is a meme. The lion does not concern itself with the description. Exactly, the lion doesn't concern himself. And you know what? The lion doesn't concern himself about the losses. And the lion doesn't concern himself about the rug pulls. The lion just does not concern himself, period. The lion doesn't concern himself of scrolling up and down and looking for additional information. The lion doesn't concern himself of crypto Twitter. And that is the meme. The fact that the lion doesn't concern himself. The troll whale, the popcat, look at these OGs just loading up on this. Okay, Nova. Dev's Nightmare giving no good data. Of course, Dev's Nightmare is, I don't know, it's broken. Maybe it never worked. But insiders might have around 3% of the supply. Snipers could have 11%, not sure. Cluster has 4%, another has 70 holders, 80% top 10. Okay. Tell me about the clusters. Okay, the clusters looks alright. Just small cluster. The line trend was popping back in April. By the way, saw this tweet yesterday, and today I see it on stream. That kind of tells you a little bit. That's why the coin is at 4 mil already, because it's continued pumping and currently making a resurgence. Have you ever seen a meme do that on TikTok before? Have you ever seen a meme on TikTok doing that before? Yeah, I was looking at this weird AI yesterday. Okay, but you understand the, again, not buying this. Not buying this, need something exciting, need something funny. Although this is pretty funny, to me at least. My skewed and dumb sense of humor. Futardio. 500k, launched 1 week ago. Pumped to 1 mil, rugged down. Well, that's not rugged, that's a correction. A hefty correction to 400k to 380. Futardio is a scam. What is this tweet? Now, who's gonna give me back my 20 seconds of looking at that tweet? Futardio. Tolly says he's Futardio. God mode. I'm Futardio. Okay. That's a meme made out of I'm a god? Futardio? Is that true? From Latin to English? I'm gonna double check that. From Latin to English, Futardio. It is I am God. Wow. God damn it. Look at this, guys. Just look at that. You see what I see? Wow. God damn. Futardio, I'm God. So what is retardio then? At that. You see what I see? Wow. Return to God? Oh my goodness. Futardio, I'm God. So what is retardio? Did you know that? Have you had any clue that retardio is return to God? Return to God? Oh my God. I'm gonna quickly check. I want to check. Check on CT. Have you had any clue that retardio is return to God? I'm gonna quickly check. I want to check. Check on CT. Have you had any clue that retardio is return to God? Do we have any memes? Any retardio memes? Well, we have Orangey here, right? Do we have any memes? Any retardio memes? Return to God, return to finance. Right? Do we have any memes? Return to God, retardio. Return to finance. Return to God, retardio. Yeah, people are aware of the return to God. Retardio. The Retardio cousins are in full control of the Solana blockchain. Salami. Anyway, that's very interesting. That Retardio. Yes, this person. That has 1.k as well. That's very interesting. Return to God. Yes. This I never knew that. No one knew. I didn't know that. Has 1.k. Is there other people who are just discovering this? Return to God. Thirst trapping. I never knew that. No one knew. I didn't know that. Is there in the battles who are just discovering this? I wanna actually. Oh,
battles with the passion of lust. There are a number of strategies, a number of ways we need to think if our battle is to be successful. We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're really feeling, what we're allowing to grow within us, and what it is we're doing. Our battle is to be successful. We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're really feeling, what we're allowing to grow within us, and what it is we're doing. Our battle is to be successful. We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're really feeling, what we're allowing to grow within us, and what it is we're doing. Our battle is to be successful.
This one.
We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're really feeling, what
Come
we're
on, I just want
allowing
to listen
to
to
grow
this
within us,
Pope
and what it is we're
talking.
doing. Our battle is to be successful.
This one.
We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're
I
really
fucking
feeling,
lost it
what
now. Come
we're
on, I just want
allowing
to listen
to
to
grow
this
within us,
Pope
and what it is we're
talking.
doing.
This one.
We need to reflect on ourselves and what it is we're really feeling.
Where is that thirst trapping?
To grow within us, and what it is we're doing.
This is it? No. Where is that thirst trapping? This is it? No. Give me the Pope so he can put me on. It's okay, guys, right? Why to spend so much time on this? So he can put me on. Yeah, but it's amazing. It's amazing that we just learned that ritardio means return to God, and futardio means I am God. That's what Kanye was saying, right? I just told you who I was. Futardio. That's what he was saying. Let's go back to our futardio. Yeah, I mean the meme is not bad. Tolly is futardio, so it's made out of his tweet. But honestly, coins made out of the tweet, that is a definition of daily runner. Like, name me one coin that was created out of the tweet that survived longer than 23 hours. You will not find one. So this community has to prove me wrong, and I should regret not buying it. The official 67 coin, yeah, so there was that 67 coin and there's this 60 coin. And can you imagine if both coins are pumping? This one is volatile, pumping and dumping, just the range is huge. Launched 3 weeks ago, top 10 wallets have 30%. PayAI network. PayAI is building the AI agent economy as agents become highly skilled and specialized. I think I did a review on PayAI, right? PayAI. PayAI. Well, it's actually, I forgot that I can quickly check that by going to CT. And let's see the top posts. And if your boy shows up here. So far, he does not. But I think I did it. Why do I have strong belief that I reviewed it? No. Am I bugging? Let's find out. I remember looking at that PayAI thing. August, October. No, there was a bunch of other projects, but not PayAI. Yeah, that's the thing. That is the reason why. So let's look at PayAI. For some reason, guys, please, can I not look at PayAI? This looks so boring to me. PayAI, it reminds me of PayPal. Oh my god. It's 4 mil. The chart looks great. What else do you want from me? The chart looks great. It pumped to 7 mil. What? It's a scam project. Pay. When I see AI agent economy, oh my god. Just fuck off. Can I not look at this, please? Launched 7 months ago. Okay, I'll look at it. PayAI is the marketplace where that happens. As agents become highly skilled and specialized, they will start to hire each other to get work done. Oh, really? No, they're not. You know, in 2000, when was the Fifth Element shot? No, not Fifth Element. Blade Runner, right? Was it Blade Runner? There was some movies like in the 80s that were saying in 2000s we will have flying cars, like 20 years later. And look at this, 2025, no flying cars, thanks to GM. PayAI. Eliza, a small appointment project related to Eliza OS. Twitter updates are irregular. The sudden volume spike early in the morning was due to sudden attention. This guy, the head of the Visa's crypto business, but he's also a real playboy, following 12,000 people. All those overseas influencers are probably monitoring each other's volume and price alerts and endorsements per capita, jumping in crazy. He mentioned it. PayAI. Maybe he just misspelled PayPal. Head of crypto. Okay, he probably didn't misspell. He's kind of influential, 30k followers, but he's following 12k. So you can just subtract 12 from 30 and you get what, 18. So he at most has 18 followers. What are we doing here? Now we're reviewing people's crypto Twitter profiles. Let's go back to AI. PayAI has become the official. Let's go to the community. 800 people, okay. The fact that actually AI narrative definitely coming back, because we had ICM, we had the streamers, we have the Bonk, we had the Binance in meme coins, right? In meme coin universe. And the AI narrative hasn't came back. The Cerebro and AI XBT, that didn't come back. So I can see that AI coins will come back again. Who is the dev? Payment in the AI age. No contract address in the bio. That's either a bad or a good sign. And our dev is Notorious Dev. They're pretty active if they have spaces. Oh, Lens. Anthony. We like Anthony. So they have shared, that was only today, yesterday. Okay, I wonder how is Lens affiliated with PayAI network. Maybe they're just collaborating for content. Some GitHub pull requests. What do they do? How can I test it? How can I check it? Solna first, multi-network X402 facilitator. Try payments against the live merchants today. So we definitely need to know what's X402. Perfect for AI agents, microtransactions, and lightning-fast commerce. Live on Solana. X42 Echo Merchant. What is X402 transactions? Let's find out. In the context of Monad. No, not in the context of Monad. In the context of Monad. No, not in the context of Monad. X402 is an open HTTP native payment protocol launched by Coinbase in 2025 that revives the dormant HTTP 402 payment required status code. Native payment protocol launched by Coinbase in 2025 that revives the dormant HTTP 402 payment required status code. To enable seamless blockchain-based macro payments and instant transactions over the web. Is designed for APIs, AI agents, content creators, and services, allowing pay-per-use models without accounts, subscriptions, or high fees, ideal for microtransactions. Allowing pay-per-use models without accounts. All right, so it's a HTTP native payment protocol. So they called it X402 because of it's actually an error that is thrown by HTTP when payment is required. X402 because of that's why they called it H402. But it's actually proprietary tech built by Coinbase for microtransactions. That's why they called it H402. But it's actually proprietary tech built by Coinbase for microtransactions. That's why they called it H402. But it's actually proprietary tech. Yeah. So that is. So what? This project built it on Solana? Yeah. So that is. So what? This project built it AI? On. Try now. Okay. Since it didn't try now. Test your client against this is test nets, these are mainnets, these are endpoints, base Apollo USDC. Okay, so Base launched a protocol, payment protocol, which is good for small tiny transactions. Oh, wait. Did I just see TJ Metrics in their ecosystem? Eliza. Yeah, I saw TJ Metrics in there, and we respect TJ Metrics. Let's see what else Crypto Twitter is talking about this. What other insights there are? Yes, we saw this. This is the community. Is there any utility for the token? That's another question that I have. For this kind of like deep, big tech, I would like to see some utility so that there are more incentives for us to own the token. Or is it just a meme coin behind the project? Yeah, I mean, even though they're called X402, maybe they're not affiliated with the base. Maybe Grok didn't give me the correct response, like the X42 is specifically the base technology for payments. Who is the dev again? There was a why in the community I don't see the posts from Pay AI itself. Let's see who are their moderators. Notorious Dev. Does this look like the dev? Okay. BIG. It's hard to analyze, guys. Like who's using it? If they're actually if there are actually anyone using it, I don't know how to analyze this. Are there bots who are supposed to use this? Is there a framework? I see like pull requests, okay, but hard to know who's using this. But I wish them all the luck. What's interesting to me is like this pump from 1 mil end of August to now to 7 mil. Now there is a correction. Should we track this project? We'll track it, put it to our like list. Some Chinese influence. Is it like daytime in China now, so that we have some Chinese coins? Luxing Lianmeng is a grand arena where timeless legends unite under one rhythm. Each brings their own strength. Some move to flow, float. There's our pull smelters and have moments become part of everybody's story. I love the fact that they put a GIF on the coin cover. Is a bundle scam with 32 days old wallets. Don't buy and stay away. Thank you, Nola. Look at this bundle. That's enough for me to know. Bakira also say that it's a rug. And this is a bot. That's, yeah. That's a rug in progress. Let's entertain ourselves a little bit and look at the chart. Is there volume bot working on the chart? Yeah. Look at that, even volume candles. 3 identical candles at the beginning, and now no levels, no respect to the support and resistances, just up and down, up and down. Sachi coin, 5 days ago, pump fun. Top 10 has 24%. Cats always pump. Powered by the cutest force on Solana, Sachi is more than a meme. It's a movement of joy, kindness, and community. Built to make crypto fun again. Fun of rugging or fun of scamming? Who's behind this? Nova says it's not an obvious bundled scam at first glance, but wallets are either 320 days old or just a few days old, and that's a red flag. The bubble map shows 6.5 cluster, but it's just a big holder. The centralized exchange bubble map shows a lot of buyers from Mexi and Binance, and I'm pretty sure they are the bundles. You don't see that many Binance users often on Solana coins. That is true. How can this meme be on Binance in general? Or he says that the funding source was from Binance. Yeah, so basically if Nova says that it's a suspicion that it's a scam, then we're not touching that. And how many cats coins should we have? And they trying to make whatever they said the description, they trying to make trenches fun again. Trenches were always fun, it's just a different type of fan. Oh, that's a GIF. He opens the mouth, right? Open the mouth. Didn't you just open the mouth? Yeah. What is this? He's looking left? He's looking right? Ah, okay. Falinchungus. Pinheads. When you open the PumpFun app, you will see multiple memes floating around, all memes that have crossed 50 mil. But one face never felt the PumpFun landing page. Unmoved, unbounded, the meme that outlasted the market. Falanchungus. Why there is no space here? The MS Paint Profit of 2023, the only meme on PumpFun front page that never sent. Really? I never seen this meme before. What's the price? 500k? Chart looks alright. Mochi XBT, we know Mochi XBT. And he follows the pinheads. When was it created? 750 members, that's a lot. Ah, that's what they're talking about. In the animation, when you just open the app, you have this floating icons. Wow. I like when they create coins and they have like this deep lore of, you know, this and that, and you create this scheme, and over there I saw the sign, and there is this coin that actually never went high, but all of these went high to the billions, and based on that, let's pump this coin. That's a good narrative, that's a good story. That's something that you, okay, buying, losing all your money, and then they're like, okay, but at least I had a story. Greeting everyone by name with 42k followers. Will you greet me when I come in with my 800 people? Some real pinheads out there think open borders is a good idea. Sad. He's tweeted it in 2023. I thought maybe he tweeted it recently. Pinheads. I never heard this derogatory. Is that a derogatory term? Like, is that supposed to be offensive? Pinhead? I know pencil necks, I heard. But I never heard pinheads. Yeah, so that's the narrative, that's the idea. Crypto Twitter seems to be active, the community is active. Some OGs following this account. What's happening in the community? Sorry, not there, here. So he is the community manager or community admin. Is there a lot of memes? Custom memes? Original art? I don't see a lot. Traders. Yeah, mostly traders. A little bit of custom art. To me, not funny. The lore is understandable, not interesting. Don't know who will buy it tomorrow, so that's why I'm out. Polytail, we covered it before. Go to Crypto Twitter and right here, October 10th, we covered it. Very interesting project, and what's interesting is their number of holders is growing and $1,000 accounts are growing. I consider them whales because 99% of people, when they buy meme coins, they buy 1 SOL, 2 SOL. Even big people with 6-7 figures amount of money allocated to meme coins, when they test out, like Capsi and people, when they want to test out, they small amount of SOL. So $1,000 is actually what, 5 SOL, and I call them whales or big holders, believers, not just jitters. And that's the metric that I'm looking at. People with more than $1,000 worth of the coin, if their number growing or not growing. And if their number is growing, that's a good sign. Because often you will see the number of holders just growing in general, but not the $1,000 owners. But Polytail is one of those projects that are, look at that, continue growing. Is that considered a breakout? That's considered a breakout, but a very weak one. However, we still bounce from the support. Good project, good project. Polymarket narrative as well. Illusion of Life. I'm a hater for Illusion of Life. I don't know what it is. To me, that was like because there was some things in real life behind this. Maybe that's why people bought it and ape into that. But Spark. But I never understood what's the lore behind it. Jeff Bezos followed. Can you imagine if Jeff Bezos sits on fucking Twitter and checks the yeah, that's our post, and I probably was hating on it even back then. So that's Illusion of Life. Poly, 9 hours ago, 600k. Who is that? Is that another AI assistant from X? Companion? Has no snipers and insiders, and most of the top PNL barely have 3x on that one. No major clusters on Babamax. Okay, so the farmer made 43,000 coins. Wow. Unofficial mascot of Polymarket. Because her name is Polly? Ah, okay, the plot thickens. Satoshi Uncap. I'm Polly. And Polly says, oh. Did this tweet got a lot of views? Oh my god, 121,000 views. Make Polly our unofficial Polymarket mascot. Official, unofficial just can't do the things. Just can't. You can't just do things. No, of course he can. What are you talking about? Satoshi? Satoshi and Cap? Of course he can do things. Official. Yeah, look at this. 87%. And here's our boy Sleazy. That's why we have Sleazy on our portfolio. Yeah, maybe they will make an unofficial mascot. Is it a good meme coin though? I like how it's corrected from 1.6 mil, but didn't rug all the way down. Usually when insiders rugging or exiting project completely, coin will go down to like 200k, 150k, 60k, and complete bottom is 35k, because that's the liquidity that gets frozen when the project goes into their own AMM pool on PumpSwap. So if the coin doesn't go below 500, 530, 6, 6, and now 640, it's not a bad. Let's pump it. 50%. Let's see, 600, 20%, so 1.2, 1.3. I mean, we're gonna bet here basically that Polymarket will adopt this. Is that what we're betting on? Let's throw 25%. Oh, I just refreshed. I shouldn't be pulling down. I shouldn't be refreshing. We have all these repeats now. Okay, pick on-chain price prediction markets on Solana, powered by Pyth Network. Oracles, 1 to 15 minutes duration. Trade the volatility. Price prediction. So it's not prediction markets, it's price prediction markets. Very interesting project. Building on Kalshi, using Pyth price feeds with deflationary tokenomics. So you just say up or down, pick.fun. Let's try it out. So I'll connect my wallet there. So this is real price for Solana, right? Yeah. Yeah, and you just gamble up or down. Bet amount. Okay. Using Pyth Network, right? Is that fun or not fun? It should be okay fun. You know what? Quick feedback and my personal opinion, since I'm coming from mobile background, this doesn't look very mobile native. Like these buttons up and down definitely should be on the screen. I don't need to, I shouldn't have to scroll to see up and down. So move them a little bit higher. And that's the first thing. Other than that, after that, you can continue testing your hypothesis and idea that someone even needs that. Because if I wanna gamble, I'm gonna go to Hyperliquid, and I'm not gonna gamble small amounts. I'm gonna gamble big amounts with leverage. And this one is, it's basically like, am I learning how to trade? But it's a good idea. Hopefully people need that idea, and people want to. Let's look why he said it's deflationary. What are they burning? Football prediction market. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, it's coming soon. So they continue building, which is great. They have some leaderboard. Okay, this is up and down. Okay. Again, I gave that whole feedback on what is it called? Unsolicited. Maybe mobile is their second thought. Maybe their main idea is on a desktop. So I just assumed that it's mobile just because I'm on the mobile. But maybe it's a completely different experience on web, and that's their target audience. Price prediction markets I've seen so far. Open a long position on Solana for 1 minute. The profit margin payout speed are great. It's a bit addictive. I think peak is undervalued gem plus 10 mil potential. Okay, I will later try to learn who is the dev. Maybe we can find out now. No, we cannot, because the only moderator is Pig.fun. So yeah, that's how easy it is to find out new projects on Apin. Deflation USD, Fartcoin. Fartcoin? Okay, for a second I thought it's 400k. Labubu pumping at 4 mil. Wow, from 68 million to 100. 100k, sorry, that's the lowest it's ever been. Right now it's at 4 mil. I'm curious, how long was this pump? It was from May 12th until May 12th to May 29. So 2 weeks, 18 days, 17 days. It was pumping in May. Let's look something that's launched. That's launched when? Last 24 hours. So fraud we saw. Free Allen. Why? Oh, it's a test. That's another test. Is that some kind of signal encryption? That's a second test. I never seen this many tests. Handscat JPEG. 11 hours ago. Handscat. One crime can change your life. Look at all this. That's a cool graphic actually. All of these original communities, pump fund communities. We have the Kabu, we have the Fwog, Chill House, Troll, Chill Guy, Alan himself here, Trencher, Unstable Coin, USDUC. Only one crime. Poly Aura. It's like Poop Aura, but for Poly. And Poly is official mascot of Polymarket. See, we already have derivatives on the official meme, and that's how memes are spreading. That's basically fueling the original meme of Poly being the mascot. Proton the Holy Horse. 32k. That means that it rugged to the bottom. Not interested. Satoshi, we're Satoshi. 100k. Not bad. But what's the meme in Satoshi? Just Satoshi? That's the second poll. Okay, we discussed this Poly. We bought it, right? Yeah, we bought it. Crimeless. This coin is crimeless. That's not a meme. Beauty and the Whale. 12 hours ago. 35k. 35k is too low. Yeah, it's rugged. From 120 it rugged to 30k. Now it's at the bottom. DTV Draper TV. 11 hours ago it launched. 180k. Welcome to Draper TV, a pioneering hub for startup enthusiasts. We aim to democratize knowledge, Chart looks good if it's not volume bot. We aim to increase knowledge, offering diverse curated content that sparks creativity. Okay. Real or not? Draper has Draper VC. Tim Draper is a legendary investor in tech companies and specifically in startups, tech startups. They have a Draper University, lots of things they're doing and investing in startup founders. Definitely, they are definitely not. If they have a coin, this project definitely not VC backed, because VCs don't back projects that launch coins on Pump Fund. Those two worlds, they are not together, because VCs operate in legal field and legal in how to call it. VCs like to do things with LLCs, C corps, S corps, and not with a bunch of people degenning on a chain. It's a little bit two different worlds. Not necessarily degenning on chain is a scam, but VCs will not touch something that they already launched their coin. That is risks for them. Is this real project or no? Because I see only bots and spams. Bots and spams. Yeah, I think it's without community, without okay, let's give it another chance. Draper VC. The chart looks alright. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a scam, but the fact that we don't have any community, that's a little bit worrying to me. Okay, last quick check would be bubble maps. I want to see one big nasty bundle. Will I see it? Will I see it? No, 8% only in this bundle. You guys want to see it? This is it. 8% for a cluster, 8.7. And that cluster is already negative. They put in 100K and took out 93K. So they're negative 7,000. So interesting. Who's buying this coin then? If they're not on CT, maybe they're just not appearing there. I literally reached the bottom of. I think it's a scam. How can they put? Oh, guys, for sure it's a scam. Look at this. 149 holders and the market cap is 180K. That is nothing. What's the volume? Volume is 118 and the market cap is 118. Sorry, market cap is 181 and the volume is 118. Okay. I wonder what's their distribution per 1,000 per holder. the fact that there is nothing on crypto Twitter, that is the reason why I will not buy. So the top 10 are in 2x profit. Let's see if all the funding was the same. No, I think funding was kind of different. But lots of wallets, they're fresh. You see this shrimp? Yeah, I don't see an apparent scams. The token is kind of increasing in price. I mean, not kind of, it is increasing in price, but the lack of the participation in crypto Twitter, that tells me that that's a scam. To push a coin even to 180k, there has to be a community. There has to be some people, bull posters, real bull posters, not just traders, scamming and posting these screenshots. And the fact that no one is talking about this coin is the reason why I would not buy it. Chinese memes. I like it. I like when things get international, because we saw a couple Spanish tokens last time, which everything was in Spanish. The ticker, the description. Later when I was doing research, it was in Spanish. And that is good, because memes needs to definitely become international. That was a quick rug. I'm definitely not buying a rug. 300k, and then rug to naked liquidity 17. It's like Solana is a phoenix. AI Olympics. Are you ready for AI Olympics 2028? Viral all over social media. See it first here. AI Olympics 2028. 52k, not rugging. Top 10 wallets own 43%, which is so much. Chart looks good. This is a good looking meme coin chart. Pumped to 80k, to graduation basically. It graduated, early people left, and since then it's going right hand side. I did see AI Olympics on in Instagram Reels and on TikTok. Yeah, it's all this like impossible Olympic games, like, okay, be a nice husband, a nice wife, I guess, and bring your husband a beer, wash the sink. So this category would be TikTok memes. Will it survive? What we can check here is I'm gonna check holder scan, and I'll show you as well if I find anything. Oh, the token is so small it hasn't been added yet to holder scan. Yeah, it's not available yet. Let's bet on it. Yeah, the fact that it went up, like I'm gonna buy it just because of the chart, and I'll put 50%. 50, 100. What is the potential of this one? 52. Will it go to 100k? Yeah, I think it will go. It either goes to 100 or it rug pulls from here. Sorry, all this time was I covering the... Yeah, it was covered. Penny, we saw... I think, guys, I'm gonna wrap up because I saw this travesty. Top 10 owns 47%. Hello, I'm 22-year-old robotics engineer from Indonesia, and these are my creations. Really? If this is really your creations, we love Indonesia. Apa kabar? Baik. Selamat sore. Did he really launch his own coin or someone just... Well, he's an Indonesian, that is 100%. Umai the robot. 300 people. Some tokens are locked. Did some of his posts went viral? What is this? Is this Pump Fun? Umai bots. Do you guys know what's into... Yeah, it is. Oh, okay, it's a streamer coin. Guys, thank you. We have migrated. I don't know what that means. 20-year-old Indonesian robotic engineer. Wait, so there is a robotics engineer and these things has nothing to do with robotics. These are just Hollywood props. I'm live on Pump Fun and we'll do it every day. I lock and burn my supply. He doesn't know what graduation is, but he already knows how to lock and how to burn. I will build a robot for Alan 9. Basically Alan. Basically Alan.
Hello guys, this is a new launch. We will try to make the bot for the launch. Okay.
So 17 million out of 1 billion is 1.7%. 1.7% is locked. Interesting narrative. Well, the narrative, it's a streamer, it's a content creator. So as long as he will continue to create content, the robots are cool, but...
Hello guys, it's a new launch.
Apa kabar?
We will try to make bot for the launch. Yes, it's my creation.
If he will continue posting, updating, streaming, how he's gonna build the bot for Alan,
Hello.
then it's a good buy. Then it's a good coin. The fact that it went down this much is not good. It went to 60k. He said that it went graduated, right? So it's from 60k to 16. It's a very slow rug, and who owns it now? The token? Nothing serious. One bundle with 11%. Just $100 per holder, and the top 10, the top 100 wallets are negative 37% in profit. Yeah, for some reason holder scan is bugging and not showing me the number of holders. Doesn't recognize points, straight up. Alright guys, thank you very much for tuning in. That was Trenching news, market updates, and Apin available in iOS and on web. This is the iOS app, and if you go on in the web and type in app.ape-in-.com, you will see the tokens. You will see today's pumping tokens, and you can swipe on them left and right, just like in the app. That's available everywhere. The iOS app available in iOS store. And exit liquidity. Look at this dumb guy. Now that is a meme. At least that's funny. So you can be like swiping left and right and looking for new coins. For retail backholder who rock themselves, a tribute to Alan. 1.1 mil. How come we didn't see this coin? Unstable. Polyswipe. Elizabeth. People we saw. I mean, I saw it. Peak. Ani, the Grok companion. 2 mil. Bertram. 57 mil. It's surprising the community for Bertram is so strong. Like the price is just not going down. They found their support level and they're just not exiting compared to all the other AI coins, and I don't know, even Peanut I believe went all the way down. But for Bertrand, it never went. Oh, it's actually building up. That's why it's at 50. But it never went lower than 8, right? There is some 7s in there. Yeah, look at this beautiful chart. Just higher highs, lower, higher lows. That's Bertram. The Pomeranian. Kindness, Pamfan Pepe, Useless, Polytail. Anything new? Anything that I haven't seen? Okay guys, thank you for tuning in.